Hi everybody, Jenny K. Parks here. So I am testing live stream on YouTube. I have done hundreds of live streams on, oh, and my thing is making sounds. I hope it's not talking over me. I'm not sure what is happening here, why it's still doing that, but okay. Hang on a second. It's gonna stop here in just a second. We'll give it a moment here. Okay. All right. Okay, so hi again, welcome. This is a test run. I have done, as I was saying before, I have done hundreds of videos on YouTube, on Facebook, doing Facebook Lives last year and the year before, but I wanted to try it out on YouTube. I took a survey of my customers, my newsletter, and a lot of you, YouTube is the place that you like to go. It's the place you like to watch stuff. So, we're going to do this. I have been doing live sales on Facebook, but if this works out well, I'm going to start to do it here. So I'm not sure if you heard that. All right, I'm going to, hang on a second. I'm going to turn something down here. Okay, there I'm not getting some noises, so I need to make a note of that, and I need to fix that issue later. There's a lot of stuff I need to fix later, but hi there. I want to know, where are you from? And I'm hoping we get some new people watching today. Oh, I gotta spell properly. Okay, all right, so, oh, hello, Gay. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. I'm thinking, I'm gonna be all alone today. I am so thrilled that you're here. Okay, let me take a sip of water here. All right, so I am going to talk about some things. You can't hardly hear me. You can't hear me? Okay, hold on, Gay. Thank you. I will see what I need to do here. Let's see, audio. Let me make an adjustment on my microphone. Hold on. Okay. All right, hold on here. Okay, Gay, I just made a little change. Can you hear me better now? Let me know. Let me know. Hi, Francine. Okay, can you guys hear me a little better now? If not, I may need to, I'm not sure what I need to change here. Hold on. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right, so let me know if you can hear me, Gay. And I'm also seeing a little bit of a lag here in the communication. So, and hi, Francine, let me know if you can hear me too. I am going to lower my microphone quite a bit. See if I can get that closer. How is my sound now? Okay, let me know how it's doing now. Like I said, I made a little change. Microphone is much closer to my face right now, and hopefully that will improve it. All right, so again, here today and testing out stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. First off, thank you for taking a chance and spending a little bit of time with me. Like I said, I am testing things out. The volume is fine, Francine. Okay, maybe I've gotten it better. Like I said, I'm taking today to test things out. My goal is to do some live sales here and do more live streaming here on YouTube for everyone. So if you have ideas of what you want me to cover or things you want me to talk about, what you want me to do an episode on, let me know. I hopefully will start. Okay, good, Gay. Yay, I'm glad. It's all better. So I want to start doing fabric sales on here soon. I usually do those Thursday at 3 p.m. But I am going to just kind of make this a little regular little chat and everything. I am also going to be doing, oh, hey, Virginia, and you can hear me. Yay. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, I forgot to take my watch off. This is not my usual time of day to be doing this. So, it's always a little bit uphill when you learn something new, isn't it? It's a little bit uphill. But I have some things that I want to cover, and let me make sure I get to all of them. First, this quilt behind me. Okay, and also you guys, if you see any other tech issues or whatever, please let me know. I want to handle those and do a good job with that. And I'm supposed to have a little chat bar somewhere, but it is not. There it is. Oh, yay. All right, so I could see my delay on there, and this. Okay, fascinating. All right, okay, you guys, this is pretty cool. I've got my chat bar. Okay, and the chat bar, it's kind of neat how my system does this, so I'm enjoying that. First, I want you to take a look at this quilt behind me. This is my latest quilt. Houndstooth is what it's called. You'll notice the very houndstoothy design, right? I was inspired by, maybe you can see this. Yeah, you can see that pretty good. No, this is a print, and these are Banyan batiks. You know, I love my Banyan batiks, and I was so inspired by this. I thought I would just repeat it, make a really simple quilt, quick to put together, to repeat and to showcase that design. And it is in American Quilter, the January issue of American Quilter. Yay, yay, yay. I'm very excited. But, okay, now you have to tell you this, okay? Because I'm all about keeping it real and being honest and vulnerable. And I'm going to do both of those right now. I got an email back from the gal that I was coordinating with at American Quilter Society. And she said, all right, I'm mailing your quilt back to you, and here's the final article for your approval, and I just want you to let you know we were able to fix the mistake with Photoshop. What mistake? What mistake is this? And you can see it. It's right over here on my shoulder, so I'm going to show you here. All right, so here is how the quilt is supposed to look. All right, do you see that? Do you see that? All along one side, it has the navy. It's supposed to have all those navies down one side, right? Navy in a stripe, and then the other side is supposed to be all of the stripe and the colors. I flipped it. I flipped this one. This is supposed to be like this is supposed to be over here on this side. Anyways, I messed it up. I don't know if American Quilter Society gonna come back to me again. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But they were able to fix it, and thankfully it is there in magazine. This issue, American Quilter, you can grab it on newsstands, I believe, or order it from their website. So that's the new thing I have coming up. Oh, okay, it's pretty embarrassing. Thank you, Francine. I am glad you like it. All right, so you guys want to be making comments because I have 3 things to give away, and I'm going to randomly select everybody who makes a comment. So you don't get more entries if you make more comments? Well, wait, maybe I should do that. I will do that. I'm going to do that. I have 3 things to give away, and the more comments you make, the more chances you get in there to win. And let me show you what I have. All right, the first that I have is a quilter's absolute must-have. If you do any kind of paper piecing, this is the thing to get. This is called the add a quarter ruler. And if you don't have it, I'm telling you guys, this is so brilliant. I love add a quarter. And Carolyn is kind of a quilting business friend of mine. We've actually had lunch, real lunch. She is such a sweetheart, such a sweetheart. But this is pretty brilliant. And I remember telling my husband about it, like, oh, I can carry the add a quarter ruler now. And he said, is it really that big a deal? You know, seeing the sheer number of rulers that I actually own. And I said, oh, I thought about it for a second. I said, yes, it's that big of a deal. Because what she did is brilliance, absolute brilliance. And if you can see this here, there is a ridge right there. And this part here is 1/4 of an inch wide. Right? So if you need to line it up to cut something and, you know, you have that fold, you have that seam or whatever in there, you can just cut it right off beautifully at 1/4 of an inch. Every time. No eyeballing, no slipping ruler or anything like that, because this butts up against the fabric that you're using. Anyways, I have one of these to give away. So, that's for making comments. Again, all the comments, I will count them all up. I'll do a random number generator, and I will give away 3. The next thing that I have to give away is my favorite color wheel. I love this color wheel. If you've watched any of my Color Theory Thursdays that I was doing in 2020, that's right, in 2020, we just slipped a mirror. Oh, thank you, Gay. If you've seen any of my color theory stuff that I've done and my teaching on color, or if you've taken my color course, Quilter's color course, you know how much I love this color wheel and all the things that I love about it. So this is awesome. I've worked in 2 different quilt shops. I've worked in the studio filming for Golden Quilt Company. I have designed quilts, and I've had lots of exposure to lots of different color wheels. This is my favorite. This is my favorite one, hands down. So I am going to be giving that one away. That's another one. And then the other thing I'm going to give away is the Multi-Facet Block of the Month. This features Kae Facet fabrics. Fantastic, glorious Kae Facet fabrics. But it is a block of the month, and you're going to learn lots of different techniques. You're going to learn how to do flying geese. You're going to learn, oh, this one is really fun, Dresden petals. It's kind of an applique, but not, it's really different. It's kind of a really unique piece. There's a little bit of paper piecing here, which this would be perfect for. And curved piecing. I show you how to do curved piecing with without any pins. My techniques, you need no pins. And there's a log cabins, and then the Priscilla block, which has some set-in seams, a few little challenges, but it's awesome, you guys. It's 7 parts, lots of stuff to learn and to do in here, and I do have a course of it available. So I'm going to be giving that away. I've got those 3 things. Comment, and like I said, I'm going to randomly generate. Now, I can ship to US and Canada. Shipping other places might be iffy, so if you are in far-flung parts of the world, I won't be able to do that, but I can do US and Canada. Need that? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. The other thing I want to show you before we dive into talking about quilt planning is my latest project that I'm working on. Oh, yeah. Y'all know I love me some cherry wood. This cherry wood back here, I'll duck down so kind of focus on it. That's cherry wood fabrics. I have all my stuff set up on the top, so I can't really take it out and show it to you. But I love cherry wood fabrics. They're beautiful, beautiful, hand-dyed quilting fabric. Excellent. A beautiful garment construction or whatever. And I am actually a cherry wood ambassador. Light shine, a Tiffany moment, the Tiffany necklace. But I want to show you a sneak peek of the next thing that I'm working on for them. I'm doing a runner this month. Last month I did, or in November, I did the leafy table runner. And then this one is the latest one coming up. And I have snowflakes to go on there. And this is a runner, and it's part of a little quilts for little spaces. And it's going to go in my window by my door, because I have a window there right next to the door with a long skinny window, and there's the front door. I don't like that it's all open and anybody can see in, so I want to put something a little bit more decorative there. And what I noticed too, because I put the leafy table runner out there, what I noticed by doing that is that the light that would normally stream through that window, it's all colored by the quilt that I have there. And it sort of puts a little glow around the room, which I think that's pretty cool. I think that's really cool. You know me in curves. Oh, yes. But Virginia, Virginia, you can do it. And remember, you guys, my patterns, it's not simply cut and sew. It's me sitting next to you saying, here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Oh, you got a question? I had that question too, and here's the answer. So I really try to make, especially the block of the months here, more of a teaching pattern. You and I are sitting together and we're working it out. All right. Okay, so let's talk about plans. Quilting plans. Because, you know, whenever you buy a quilt, You plan to make it, right? That is your intention. I'm going to finish this quilt. I'm going to do this. And we dream about those kinds of things, your quilts, right? I mean, did anybody buy a quilt and they buy the stuff to make it and they're like, I'm not going to finish it? I don't think I don't think so. All right. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I could do this here. And that would be there. All right, just tweaking some things around. This is great, you guys. This is really exciting. Okay, so I want to make sure I got that. All right, so we plan to do it, but life. Things happen, right? So tell me, what kinds of things keep you from finishing your projects? And I want to know this. Answer, put in the comments there. What kinds of things keep you from finishing your projects? And I'm going to read something to you here. Let's see. What kind of comments? What kind of things keep you from finishing? I know for me, I plan too many things. I'm like, oh, that one, and that one, and oh, and that one. And then I think I plan with the most optimistic and unrealistic use of my time, right? I'm optimistic and I think I'll be able to do that. And oh, sleep, you know, I will get the perfect 8 hours of sleep. I will spring out of bed right away. I will do my exercises and my reading and I'll be ready. And you know, but the dogs are up all night and you have to steam clean the carpet before everything sets, and that's at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then so you don't want to get up, you don't spring into action. I know you get it. I know you get it. So all right, since there are not any comments here, I guess there's nothing that keeps you from finishing all your projects. My work here is done apparently. Okay, do let me know. Other things that keep me from I think that's kind of my biggest thing. I plan with the most optimistic possibilities, right? Nothing will go wrong and I'll be able to complete this. Nothing will interrupt me. That's how I plan in my head, but I know it doesn't work that way. Another thing that keeps people from doing that is, like Virginia, you were talking about your issues with curves, right? You know, like the curves. But we run into roadblocks with the pattern itself, right? Either you don't have, out of that fabric. Oh no, that's the only one I wanted. And so you go on a hunt for that fabric, or you come to a part that you just don't have the knowledge or the mental, emotional energy necessary to figure it out at that moment. So to the side, wait. Or something else jumps up. My health slows me down a bit. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that too. I can, oh yeah, indeed. In 2015, I at the end of the year, I got pneumonia, 2 kinds of pneumonia, and a septic infection. I was in the hospital for a week on oxygen for 2 months and almost died. I mean, I was that sick. The doctor was being really nice to me. He wasn't quite saying that, yeah, you're pretty sick. He wasn't saying that. It was, you know, he was like this close to saying, look, if you don't do something, we're going to kick it. But but it was really bad. And it took me months to recover. It was probably March before I started to feel myself. And then in May, I broke my ankle. So it's like, I think I'm starting to get back on top, and then it's not good. It's not good. So I totally get it. I totally get it. Okay, let's see. What else are we saying? Health slows you down a lot. Francine, you get bored. Okay. Okay, that's a very interesting one. You're right. I do that too. I think I was pulling out a UFO. I was working on that with everybody the other day on Work Basket Wednesday, which, by the way, if you're not a part of Work Basket Wednesday, it is a gift you give to yourself. It is a virtual quilting bee. We meet on Zoom. I send out the link every time I send out a newsletter on Tuesdays, and it's Wednesdays at 3 p.m., and so it'll be a little later today. And it's just a really good time to have a virtual quilting bee. It's 1 time a week you set aside. We gab, we chat, we have the funniest conversations ever. And it's a great way to make friends and actually get a little quilting done. In fact, Virginia, that's a common comment, right? That this is the only time I get a chance to sew, because I say, oh, everybody's going to be there, I got to go. And sometimes that's the case with me too. But all that to say, I had this UFO that I was working on. I thought, oh, this is going to be a really cute idea. Oh, sorry, guys, I got a hair in my eye. And it's going to be a super cute idea. I can't wait to do it. And then I sat down to start working on it because I was collecting all the scraps for it and everything. And I realized that project was sucking my will to live. I'm done. Off it goes. I do not want to deal with that project. I was bored. I didn't. No. So Francine, I totally get that. Virginia, you get tired of working on one thing but hate to start a new one until it's done. Virginia, you are amazing. A lot of people don't do that. In fact, all right, I'm going to ask this question right now. How many UFOs do you guys think you have? Just tell me that. Plunk in a number. All right, I'll be honest. I think I'm going to type in the number of how many UFOs I think I have. There, I typed in the number. I think I have at least 35 UFOs. At least. Without actually sitting down and counting it right now. I did it a couple years ago, and I'm going to show you the stuff that I did there. But, yes. So kudos to Virginia that you push forward and you get that thing done before you start another one. And I understand that getting bored in there in the middle. Having a deadline, like a publication deadline, that helps me a lot. And I've kind of made some of those plans for myself throughout this year. But, all right, so while we're doing this, you guys, put in the number of UFOs that you have, and I am going to read you something. This is part of my lecture, Leave Quilts, Not Fabric. But it is the good time of year to do it, and I'm only going to give you just a few ideas of planning and organizing, different ways that you can think about your projects, and maybe you will find the way that will work best for you. I'd love that. Francine, 10 to 15. Virginia, 1. Virginia, y'all just awesome. What about you, Gay, excuse me. What about you, Gay? What do you have? And anybody else on there? Okay, I see there's 5 people watching, so somebody else needs to say something here. Gay, you have 1? Get out. Francine, this is just for you and me, apparently. Okay, so I'm gonna read this story here. Leave Quilts, Not Fabric. I consider myself a professional fabric enabler, but I want to share another side. This is one of my saddest stories from my days working in a quilting store. A woman came in and asked if we accepted charitable donations. Yes, we can always find a place. Well, I have a lot. 2 big tubs. Is that still okay? Sure, bring them in. She went to her car and returned with 2 huge tubs bulging with fabric. Feeling the need to explain the bounty, she said, "My mom passed away and we are cleaning out her stuff. I don't sew and my brothers have no interest, so we just want to pass them along." Wow, how sad, I thought. "Oh, and I need the tubs back, so can you empty them now?" she asked. Of course, we'll be right back. Another staffer and I hefted the tubs to the back, found boxes which looked large enough to hold everything, and began transferring the fabric. As we sifted layer by layer, we found yards, fat quarters, and scraps. Perfectly normal, I thought. Soon we found bags from quilt shops with all the fabric and the receipts still in them. Yep, I have a few of those myself. Then we began to find pieces and patches, pinned and ready to sew. And patterns started, but not finished. Abandoned blocks and units sorted into baggies and labeled 1, 2, and 3. I was surprised at the grief I felt, unpacking this woman's legacy of unquilted dreams. It was sad she had no quilting friends who would welcome this treasure. It was sad her children had no love for what their mother loved. Now, who knows what happened in this woman's life? Maybe she finished hundreds of quilts. Maybe she became ill, or other life events kept her from finishing everything she started or wanted to start. And maybe that's the sadness. We want to start, but it's harder to finish. We want to collect and not execute. We want to dream and not push to reality. Do I have UFOs? Enough to make me a little nauseous. And when I finish them, I cross them off the list. But now I have a new focus. Leave quilts, not fabric. I want to leave completed projects for others to love, even if it's not relatives. That is my encouragement to you. Whatever stage you are in, if you need to purge, sort, plan, or sew, leave quilts, not fabric. Leave gifts for future family and for those in need. Leave completed treasures for your quilting friends. Leave proof of your creativity, passion, ingenuity, and persistence. Leave quilts, not fabric. All right. So let's see. Yeah, you too. Kay in Virginia. Yeah. All right. So that's my story. And it's had a profound effect on me and thinking about things. And I have tried, one of the downfalls, I think, of a lot of people who say, all right, here's how you set goals, is that they're goal-oriented. They they don't think like a person who really doesn't want any goals or who doesn't want to have to set goals or whatever. So I'm going to share some different ways of thinking about it as a person who struggles with setting goals. And you all know I made this huge binder of all these goals, and this is part of that process. All right. So the first thing that you can do, and I guess, Francine, this is just for you and me, apparently. Just for you and me. All right, let me switch cameras here. Oop. Okay. Hold on. All right. The first thing you can do that you might find helpful, and again, I don't want you to feel like I have to do it this way or this is the only way to do it. I'm trying to give you an assortment of ways. You pick what you have the courage to do and to handle right now. Well, hello, Diana. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. All right, so this is the first thing that I did kind of in my little adventure here. Let me switch. Okay, I made a list of I know, it's pretty big, isn't it? And there's a lot to it there. There's a lot there. So I made a list, and this is, oh good, it is all on one side. This is a couple years old, so it's changed, it's been in flux. But what I did is I made a list of every project that I could find, and then I listed out approximately, I'll hold this up a little bit here. I gave it all a name, right? And I listed out approximately how many hours it would take to finish that and how many steps there were to finish. So some were just based quilt bind. That's what this BQB on the end is here. Based quilt bind. That's all I needed to do. Based and quilt and bind. But I made that list sort of being able to calculate, being able to see, oh, this is a big list, but being able to look at it and say, oh, that's it. That's all it is. Okay. And I also totaled up the hours. 385 hours is, I think, is what I had at the bottom there. And I thought, okay, if I do 1 hour a week or 1 hour a day, maybe, or, set aside a couple hours a week, hey, like Work Basket Wednesday, then I could be able to finish this list in what seemed like a reasonable amount of time. So that was super helpful for me. The next thing that I did is the Quilter's Planner, and I'll show you my old example here. It has this in the back of it. And the Quilter's Planner, I don't have my newest one right next to me. This is from 2019. But then what I did is you list everything out, right? And it has things here at the top. Do you need to cut it? I'm going to show you a little bit closer here. Hang on, let me switch views. Hold on. Okay. So you kind of look at it. Can you see a little better there? All right. So do you need to cut it? What steps do you need to take to finish it? And then it gives you the option of coloring it in as you go. As you can see, I didn't even finish doing the list because I keep track of it on there. Because again, oh wait, that was terrible. Hang on a second. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I see a little better. All right, so you can see you give it the name. The ones that had a specific deadline, like if it's for so-and-so's graduation, that has a deadline, so that gets a deadline time. And for me, if I'm doing something for the studio or for a company, it has to have that specific deadline. And then you color it in kind of as you complete it, and it helps you kind of get a better handle on it. So that's one way to do it. But you can see, I really struggle with goals, and I'll just be totally honest. I really struggle with goals. This was encouraging, but I didn't have the headspace, and I'm going to get to a way to handle with that emotional stress overload that you get, and I'm going to show you one way that I really handled a lot of that and feel comfortable moving forward with the goals now when I never really have before. Okay, so yeah, there's that. And that's just another way you can do it. That's in the Quilter's Planner, and you can set that out all throughout the year and plan that way. So it did feel really good to have a list, a tangible thing, instead of just, I know I have UFOs, and they press down like a weight's on me. I need a Quilter's Planner. Do you have one you recommend? Oh, yes, Diane. You know what? Hang on. Let me grab my newest one. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is the one I use, and it's more like, I think it's more tailored to people in the quilting business. Let me show you. I'll give you kind of a little tour. So it's just like that same one, but it is much more for people who are kind of in the business, right? So, like, for example, this week here, I have the people that I need to call. I have like my, priorities for that day. So this is more of a planner designed for quilters, if that makes sense. And there's a lot of quilty stuff there in the back. Like I said, you're listing out your projects like we did. They have some different patterns in here. So there's some quilty things in the back. So think of it as a planner for quilters. That's their niche. It's a planner for quilters. The other option, and this was the next step. Diana, you're just so on top of it. The other one that I had is this one, the Plan to Quilt. And I think I'm going to start carrying these and have these available, but you can get them from Eva Blake's Makery. Or if you look a Plan to Quilt, you'll be able to find it real easy. So let me show you some of this. So this is a specific planner for anybody who quilts, right? It is the ultimate calendar-free project-based organizer, and that's a really good way to think about it. So let's see, we open it up here. She has a little bit of directions in the front. Directions in the front, but you do the same thing, and it's all kind of color-coded. So I'm going to fold that. Spiral bound, color-coded. So I can put in this one. I put in angelfish. Angelfish is a project I've been wanting to do. And what's the due date on it? Do you need to pull, here, this is really good. Do you need to get your stash together? Do you need supplies? Is it cut yet? Do you need to piece? Do you need to press it? Do you need to finish the top? Do you need to do the batting, the quilting? Do you need to bind it? What is your next step? And then you can also fill in what kind of priority is it, and then deal with those. But wait, there's more. So I find this color right here. All of these things, like I said, they're all color coordinated. So I'll come here to this first one, Angelfish, and then it gives you a lot more. So check this out. Starting date, that was optimistic. All right, so you can record all kinds of stuff in here. Your level of difficulty. You can record the little colors you're going to use. You can put in fabric swatches. You can talk about the thread type and the number and stitch width. whatever you want to keep track on there, you can totally track it in this. So that's the plan for that particular quilt, right? Oh, I forgot. She also has shopping lists. So if you need to make a shopping list, and this is awesome, you go to the store, right? And you bring, okay, I need this for that and that for the other thing. But so here's the project, and then you can glue an envelope here, or you can glue the pattern in there if you want to, or a picture of the finished project, whatever. But wait, there's more. As soon as I get the thing. Okay, so here, if you need to sketch out something with the blocks, like, you know, I like this, but I want the block to be different, because we always do that. We always do that. All right, you're going to get the plan to quilt. Yay! Francine, and you said deadlines work for me too? Yeah, yeah. Having a deadline that I didn't invent, those work. Okay, so here, and this will help you calculate, right? If you need to schedule it out, need to draw it out, or if you want to do your own sketches of the blocks, and here's kind of a little sketching place. And this is probably my most favorite part, this part right here. You can make any notes, but here is the quilt story. I know for me, if I was digging through somebody's stuff, especially somebody special to me, and I found that they had this and all the quilt stories, the reason they made the project, things they thought about it, who they thought about when they made it, who it was for, what it made them think of, that makes this gold. That makes this unbelievable treasures. So this is another way to plan your projects. And you know what? You don't have to plan them all at once. You don't have to you don't have to manage every project at once. So like the thing where I had the huge list, you don't have to tackle it all at once. You can say, okay, I'm just going to plan out maybe 2 or 3. And then once I get those done, I'll plan out 2 or 3 more, because I'm beginning to feel kind of overwhelmed, and I totally get that. But here, you can just take them one step at a time and record it and do it at your leisure. I love the plan to quilt. I love it. I love it. I need to use it more. All right. So the other thing that you need to do is say, Jenny, that is just way stinking too much for me. I get that too. So what I've been doing this year is it's called a project summary. Something simple like this. Like you don't want to do a whole lot. The project summary. These are from O Planners. O-H? O Planner. Yeah, O Planner. And they have lots of different templates and things like that that you can print out. And this would be super simple, right? You just fill in the subject, the date you want to get it done, if there's a time frame, a little bit about it, what you need to do to make that happen, right? My action plan. I plan to ... And here the steps you need to do. So it might be cut or stash, cut, piece, complete the top, baste, bind, whatever you want to put on there. And then any other materials that you need to get to be able to finish that project. Also, this would be a good place to say, you know, I need to learn how to do that curved piecing project, right, Virginia? I need to learn how to do those curved piecing. So you might put on their action plan, take a curved piecing class, or ask other people how they do this and find another way to do that for you. All right, then this is kind of a way of thinking about and planning it. You say, Jenny, that list is absolutely overwhelming. So what am I going to do? It's okay, and I'm going to be very serious about this. It's okay to change your mind about a project and say, I'm not going to do that anymore. And say, I'm not going to finish it. Every guild that I know of does charitable work. There are places that will accept it. Here in town, we have an amazing organization called Firehouse Quilts, and they make quilts and donate them to the firehouses and emergency trucks and emergency personnel and things like that, so that people who are, you could just imagine, right? Like the huge fire we just had here in Boulder, which is about 40 minutes north of me, where it was. But being able, the people in the fire trucks, they come out and they bring the quilts and they can wrap them around you while you're dealing with this horrible thing. What a wonderful thing to do. You don't have a project. I mean, you don't want to finish that project. It's too much. It's not the right style. You don't like it anymore. Give it away. And if you think, oh, I don't have a place nearby or something like that, post on Facebook or ask your friends one of the pages and say, hey, I want to get rid of this project. Does anybody want it? And new quilters love it. They'll be like, oh, yes, I'm so excited. So that's another great place for them to go. But, so we're going to look at this thing here real quick. This is kind of a breakdown. This is really a good chart for business organization, and I've been thinking about it this way, but it is a great chart for managing your stuff, right? So if you have a time thing, right, and it's an important project, do that, all right? If it is not urgent, but it's important, you need to decide, are you going to do that? And if it is urgent, but it's not important, give it away. Let somebody else finish it. And if it's not urgent and it's not important, you don't need it at all. Okay? So this is kind of a way to narrow down your thinking, to narrow down your projects, so you're not trying to tackle everything. All right. Then one more thing that I want to share, because I have, oh yeah, I was going to do it on the back of this one. I have struggled immensely, and I didn't even really realize that I was doing this. You know what? I'm going to see if I can grab a red pin here. Hold on a second. This will work. Okay. I have struggled with feeling overwhelmed and discouraged about a lot of things. And what I realized, excuse me, is that I was not processing the things that I was feeling. I was just kind of feeling them and then stacking something on top of it, and then going on and going on and going on. And then you have this underlying tension, stress, upsetness, and you can't even work beyond that. In fact, this is a good visual. You have this, right? And you think, I'm just treading water, man. I'm barely staying afloat, and one more thing, and I'm not going to be able to handle it. So I want to show you this thing about quilt planning. This is called, it's called a metacog or a mind map, and I'm going to draw this out with you, okay? So let's say we're going to put our negative thought in the thing here in the middle, and I'm gonna do it backwards, and then I'm gonna turn it around so you can see, because I cannot write upside down. Okay. So we're gonna put this here. Stress about quilt UFOs, and then we're gonna circle that. Okay. Now, what the metacog or a mind map does is it helps your mind to map out how it's feeling. There's branches and tendrils and things like that that are in your brain. But what happens when we get too stressed is that all of those get confused, they get tangled, they get messed up. Doing this and drawing this out can be very helpful to kind of detangle. So, all right, so what you might ask is, how do I know I'm stressed about this? That I'm feeling stress about this. What things am I showing? I'm showing that stress. So we're going to branch off here and we're going to say emotions. And what different emotions that we might have. I'm going to lower this just a little bit better so you can see it a little better. What different emotions would we have about that? So let me show you. I might feel anxious. And I can't spell anxious, so I'm just writing it next. Anxious. I might feel depressed. I might feel discouraged. I might feel overwhelmed. So I might be feeling all of those things in dealing with this, okay? Now, those are my emotions. Let's talk about physically what I'm doing that is demonstrating this stress, all right? I guess in that kind of the FBI profiling term, it'd be leakage. How is what you're feeling leaking into everything else? So let me show you that. All right, so my actions now, my behaviors. You guys, I can't write behaviors without thinking, oh, behave. I can't do it. All right. So my behaviors, what am I doing? Maybe I am being restless. How about that? That could be not trouble sleeping. So maybe my sleep is disturbed. Maybe I'm irritated with everybody and snappy at people that I'm not normally snappy at, okay? These would be different behaviors that are caused by this thought. So here's the things I'm feeling. Here's my thought. Here's the things I'm feeling. Here's the way I'm acting. Great, Jenny. What are we going to do about it? Okay, so let's keep working around. And let's talk about what okay, so reevaluating this, my stress about this thought, and you may be at a point, you know what, that's all I can do. That's all I'm thinking. That's all I can do. And then we're going to go back and grab a different pen. Hold on. An orange pen, and we're going to kind of, it's like editing. We're going to take this is just a few moments. We just kind of dump the things we're feeling right there. And then we're going to take just a few moments and we're going to talk about, let's kind of flip it on the positive side. All right, so that's the thought we're having. These are the emotions that we have connected to that thought. And these are the behaviors that are connected to that thought and those emotions. All right, so now what can we do? What kind of actions can we take? All right, so let's do this here. Let's make a line out here, and I'm going to say actions. What can I do about this stress? Okay, so one thing is decide to deal with it. So I'm going to put decide. So we can decide to do it. We can pick one and start. Start working on it. We can just pick one and start. We can, so that's just an example of a couple different actions we can take, okay? Then the last thing that I want you to think about is what kind of positive perspective can we take on this? So that everything, I mean, here it's just kind of a heavy, heavy burden. But let's think about a positive way that you can look at this. For me, honestly, myself, when I do this and I'm dealing with some stressful things, for the positive thing, I like to put a Bible verse there, a Bible verse on that side, something that is going to be encouraging to me. And then throughout the day, I like to look back and remember that. Okay, so when I feel this stress about this again, I'm going to look back and I'm going to remember this verse. And that helps to encourage me. But let's just talk about, let's do this. Let's ask the question, can I do this? And let's answer that question. And I'm going to put, can you? Can you do this? Can you do this? And that's a good question to ask yourself. Can I do this? And the answer is that you can finish those projects that you choose to finish. So we're going to put that down here. You can finish what you choose and then every time throughout the day you feel stressed about UFOs or you start working on them, you feel that stress, remember, call back in your mind to this. You can finish what you choose to finish. You can do it. So, all right. So honestly, for me, these other plans and stuff would not be possible without doing plenty of these, without helping to sort it out in my mind. Okay, so that's it, you guys. That is all I have for today. Yay! Anybody have any more comments? Just throw them in there in the comments section. And please share if you are enjoying this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me thumbs up. I see some thumbs up. And share it with other people that you know. Share it any way you can. Share it. I don't care how you share it. Just share it. If you're benefiting from it, share it with somebody who's doing with the same, that might be dealing with the same thing. Share them with the other quilters that you know. I'm trying to, increase the number of people who are subscribed to my channel. So I would love it if you would subscribe and click the little bell, right? So that you get an alert every time that I post. Okay, and I think that's it. I am going to randomly select people from here. I will send you a message. I'll post it in the comments here if I can. And other than that, I will send you a message to let you know if you're the winner, and I will get some gifts, some gifty stuff out to you. If you are brand new here and you don't know anything about me or whatever, or you want to know more about Workbasket Wednesday or the color course that I have to offer or any of my other patterns, go to my website, jennykaequilts.com, and subscribe to the newsletter, because every week I send out all the info, the link for Workbasket Wednesday. I send out announcements of all the things that I'm going to be doing and pattern announcements, everything like that. So you can be in the know, as it were, in the know. Great first. All right, Virginia, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. And I'm not quite sure how to stop this video, but all right, I'm going to give it a shot here. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, like, subscribe, share, go to my website, subscribe to my newsletter, leave your comments. I'll let you guys know about winners here in just a few minutes. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.